Welcome to the Keep God Simple channel, where I keep everything simple. I do this on purpose because back in the day, no makeup, nothing. God just told the disciples to follow him and everybody else, and that's the choice. I'm in the 5-minute Bible study for uncertain times. So today's Bible verse is, I also want to say I'm wearing my shirt in support. I also got my cup. My Yeti cup, which I love how they allow me to design on there. It's also wonderful. But anyway, so today's Bible verse is the cover up. We're going to read Genesis 37, 12 through 28.
His brothers went to feed their father's flock in Shechem. Israel said to Joseph, "Aren't your brothers feeding the flock in Shechem? Come, and I will send you to them." He said to him, "Here I am." He said to him, "Go now, see whether it is well with your brothers and well with the flock, and bring me word again." So he sent him out of the valley of Hebron, and he came to Shechem. A certain man found him, and behold, he was wandering in the field. The man asked him, "What are you looking for?" He said, "I am looking for my brothers. Tell me, please, where they are feeding the flock." The man said, "They have left here, for I heard them say, 'Let us go to Dothan.'" Joseph went after his brothers and found them in Dothan. They saw him afar off, and before he came near to them, they conspired against him to kill him. They said one to another, "Behold, this dreamer comes. Come now, therefore, let's kill him and cast him into one of the pits, and we will say, 'An evil animal has devoured him.' We will see what will become of his dreams." Reuben heard it and delivered him out of their hand and said, "Let's not take his life." Reuben said to them, "Shed no blood. Throw him into this pit that is in the wilderness, but lay no hand on him, that he might deliver him out of their hand to restore him to his father." It happened when Joseph came to his brothers that they stripped Joseph of his coat, the coat of many colors that was on him, and they took him and threw him into the pit. The pit was empty, there was no water in it. They sat down to eat bread, and they lifted up their eyes and looked and saw a caravan of Ishmaelites was coming from Gilead with their camels, bearing spices and balm and myrrh, going to carry it down to Egypt. Judah said to his brothers, "What profit is it if we kill our brother and conceal his blood? Come, and let's sell him to the Ishmaelites, and let not our hand be on him, for he is our brother, our flesh." His brothers listened to him. Midianites who were merchants passed by, and they drew and lifted up Joseph out of the pit and sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver. They brought Joseph into Egypt.
Okay, so today's key verse, "Come, therefore, let us now kill him and cast him into some pit, and we shall say, 'Some wild beast has devoured him.' We shall see what will become of his dreams." Genesis 37:20. Let's talk about some questions we need to be thinking about. Why should sin leave you uncertain? Why can't an unjust cancel an unjust? It must have been easy to be jealous of Joseph. Who could blame his older brothers for wanting him to be quiet? After all, he'd been the one to claim they would one day worship him. He was the one who received a coat from Dad that screamed, "I'm Dad's favorite." He stayed home while his brothers worked. He shared dreams while they only had stories of sheep. They were certain this kid had done them wrong. They wanted to teach him a lesson, but didn't want to get in trouble with Dad. When Joseph came to them alone, they plotted to kill him and then sold him into slavery and then agreed to lie about it. Sin wants you to invite its entire family over. One sin becomes two, and two becomes a dozen. Soon you have more sin to feed than you can afford. But to send them away means you have to agree that God is right and you were wrong. Welcome to Uncertainty's Struggle. Let's go into prayer. There's no such thing as a white lie. Lord, so keep me from convincing myself that some sin isn't too bad. I can sin and then sin again to cover it up. I can lose track of how many times and all of the ways I have offended you. Help me remember that right relationship with you should be preference when the confusion of sin leaves me uncertain. I think this is so wonderful in today's life. You know, we want to, like, there is no new sin to God, okay? Even way back then, sin was already, we all come into this sinful world. So, do we do other sins to cover up for the other ones? Yes. Even back then, Joseph was even sold into slavery. So it goes way back, you know, the wrong goes way back, but we don't have to keep repeating, you know, these sins, you know, in our lives and everything. So let's start now to start focusing. Again, you know, we need to ask God for forgiveness each and every day. And that's a choice that you have whenever you get up. Am I going to be committing sin, you know, throughout this day, or am I going to try hard not to do that? Granted, we are all fallen. There's only one perfection, and that's God. So, but we can also remember life's hierarchy. Jesus first, everything else second. We got to remember that. Keep it simple in your mind so you can keep your stress down. Once you do that, everything else will fall into place. So let's make sure that that's what we're doing. We are keeping our minds simple. It's as simple as that, but you choose every day. Do you want good or do you want evil? Even as you go throughout the day, you have to keep that constant choice in your heart, on your mind, and stay focused, because we do live in a fallen world and Satan is all around us, and that's what he loves, to get his claws into us, and he finds different situations that he's like, okay, that's a good one. I got you now. So we always have to be on our toes, ladies and gents, and let's make sure keep our minds simple. It's as simple as that. I hope y'all have a wonderful, blessed day.